I'm a sponsor, Stuart, of a law that would change that and say if you have a concealed carry permit in any state, you can carry in other states. I've actually sponsored that legislation. But for the time being, I will say this. Once we're in the Capitol compound, in the complex here, it is extraordinarily safe. And that's very different if we're in our districts and we're going to public events.
Let me clarify this. That's Representative Chris Collins, who was on the program yesterday. What he wants is, if you've got a permit to carry a gun, if you got it from one state, you should be able to carry that gun in all states, including the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. Right now, you cannot do that. He wants to change the rules, change the law. Come on in, please. The author of the book, Called to Rise, retired Dallas Police Chief David Brown. I think I got this right, David, that essentially this is a move, an end run around strict gun control in our major cities. You approve of this?
Well, it's a perfectly understandable knee-jerk reaction given what just happened. So it's right in our face that we're unsafe when we're not armed and a shooter is trying to take us out. But I think the other side of this equation is trying to figure out policies to take guns out of the hand of the mentally unstable, the mentally ill, and increasing funding for mental health treatment, because it's a two-edged sword. We don't want to have continued increases in these type of shootings, but the layers are that mentally unstable people are able to get guns in our country too easily.
What do you think we should do about our legislative representatives, members of Congress, in Washington, D.C.? At this moment, they cannot defend themselves with their own gun. They've got to rely on other security, and they don't have security from the government themselves. What would we do with them?
Yes, I think that the extension of Capitol Police security to members of Congress, especially when they're gathering, like at a baseball game, and there's more than just a couple. I think the leadership gets the Capitol Police security, but we need to discuss extending that, and that also is a funding issue as well. How do we further protect our state legislature when they're outside the Capitol walls where there's tight security? And I think there's a consideration for that as well.
Can I just, in general terms, ask this, because I think this frames the debate. After this shooting, the debate is, do more guns make us more safe? Would fewer guns make us more safe? In very general terms, David, which side of the argument are you on?
Well, I'm in Texas here, born and raised, and we have pretty liberal gun laws. And while chief, I had the lowest murder rate in 75 years here with a liberal gun policy state. But you go to California or Illinois, and they have very restrictive, or New York for that matter, and they have very restrictive laws, and it's a mixed bag. San Bernardino still happened in California. You see what's happening in Chicago, and they have all restrictive gun laws. So it's a mixed bag if you look at data. I would rather look at what the statistics show us and deal with the facts rather than just opinionate on kind of where I sit. Texas is our cities are pretty safe with liberal gun laws. Other states with strict gun laws are not as safe. And then there's other states like New York. New York has one of the lowest crime rates, and they have restricted gun laws. It's a mixed bag, and there's no data that I support either way that I see to either way.
Well said, sir. It's a nuanced debate. It's not yes or no. There's a lot goes into this. David, thanks for sharing your short thoughts with us this morning, and congratulations on that book. And the murder rate in Dallas. Very good stuff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.